Hello friends, welcome to the course of this an introduction to the universal humanity. The objectives are for this course to develop the ability to see harmony within and with the nature, to explore within, to inculcate and practice human values in family, in society and with nature, to explore the human being conduct, to explore the content of value-based technical education, and to live harmony. The first session, harmony in nature, and what about us? So there is a harmony in nature, so we should, and then will see what exactly happening within us. So the introductory term. So we always has a talk with the words, but behind that words there are the meanings. But the base for this meaning is the reality. For example, the water. Water is the word. The what is the meaning of that word? So ultimately, we can see the purpose of that water, so to fulfill the thirst, and then behind that one, the base of that meaning, that is the reality. Why that water is there? What is the water? So one can say that the water is the combination of the hydrogen and the oxygen. That is, but can we have that generating plants? So no. So we have to see. We have to see the reality. Where exactly we'll verify this content? So we'll verify such type of the content within us, with the family, with the society, and with the nature. So whenever the words has been explained here, so we should verify, is it verified within myself, within family, society, and the nature. The same thing, the we can verify that at any place. So at any corner of this world, there is no limit of the time, so you can verify that for the past, for the present, and for in future also. uh, what are the content has been explained here, so we can live with that content, and then that content can be expressible, and one can express or one can uh, explain that content. uh, while going such type of the courses, so we should have the concentration. Here the concentration is going to be defined. So we are always doing the three things. We are seeing the things. We are thinking for that. Uh, we are also listening or speaking. So the three different things: the seeing, thinking, and the listening or the speaking. We are just providing towards the one things or towards the one content. So that is what the concentration. So the concentration we can define to provide all these three different activities: seeing, thinking, and the listening or the speaking towards one content. So that is what the concentration. Then the self reliance or the self confidence. So everyone is having the eligibility for the acceptance. So we know the content has been provided, so everyone is accepting some part or the whole part, so that is the eligibility of that person. Then that one can have the ability to express that content, and once we are accepting that content, we are having the ability to express. But every human being is capable to uh, go with such type of the content. So in terms of the capability, everyone is the same, but the eligibility and the ability are differ with respect to the each and every human being. uh, Let us start with this course. That is the first we are seeing the harmony. So there is harmony in nature. So what is the harmony? So harmony, we can say the all the parts of that atoms, so that are combined into a pleasant arrangement, and uh, if these are combined in a into the pleasant combines into the pleasant arrangement, we can see these are the harmony. So we can see that are also the good feeling between the different entities. So the harmony for the any entities, that is within that entities are different parts, these are tuned with the meaning and the reality within and with others. So we can say this harmony is the precise positions of the human life, isn't it? So we require that harmony for the real success, satisfaction, and the happiness. So a different human being. So we need the mutual happiness, and if we are having the mutual happiness, we can have the mutual fulfillment also. Uh, we the as a human being with the other non-human being, we require that mutual prosperity, and so that we can have the mutual enrichment. So what exactly is happiness? So everyone wants this happiness, but not only the happiness in parts, it requires in continuity. So what is happiness? So to be in a state of the non-conflict. So that happiness is also a state of the harmony synergy. So the to be with the feeling of the acceptance, that is what the happiness. So and that accept feeling of the acceptance is nothing but it is a to be in harmony is the happiness. Okay. So the state within the cell determines one's happiness or the unhappiness. The harmonious thought will create the happiness even if no expression has yet taken place. Okay, so we can have the happiness. So even though we are doing something or we are thinking we are thinking. So at the both place we can have the happiness. So for example, a feeling of trust for the another. So expressing this feeling to the other will create the happiness in the other. But if the feeling of the trust is within us, so that gives the happiness with us. But if we are having that feeling with the others, that creates the happiness with the others. So these are the basic terms for the happiness. So the mainly we can say is the state of the harmony synergy, isn't it? What exactly the unhappiness? To be in a state of the contraction, opposition is the unhappiness. Most the people are not in harmony within themselves, and hence these are the unhappy. An unhappy man split the unhappiness. As a result, problems keep getting multiplied. Okay, if there are the contraction, if there is opposition within us, so we are mostly if that is not harmony within ourselves, so we are unhappy, and uh, it is but natural. Unhappy man spread the unhappiness. As a result, problems get multiplied. Similarly, disharmonious thoughts will create the unhappiness. So, for example, thinking of taking the revenge, or are you happy when we are angry? Okay. So, normally, then we'll go for the definition of this harmony. So, the laws of nature has a unique cause and effect system which must be understood in order to be in harmony with the natural law of things. Okay. So if we have to see the harmony in nature, then we have to see the cause and the effect, and that cause and effect. So the laws for that cause and the effect that has to be understood. So uh, to see that cause and effect, first we'll see the nature. So the to facilitate the understanding of this nature, we'll categorize this nature into the four order. So there are the four order of the nature. One is the material order, second is the pranic order, animal order, and the human order. The material order, so it consists of solid, gases, liquids, oceans and seas, mountains and the rivers, the heaps of the matter and the mineral, the dense gases and fossil fuel deep below the surface of the earth. In fact, if we look around beyond this earth also, the material order is visible in the forms of stars, planets, moons, and several astronomical bodies. Okay. The example for this pranic plants are the bioorder system. So our land mass is covered with the grass and the small shrubs, and they form the lining on the entire soil. Those are shrubs, plants, trees form huge forest along with the flora in the ocean also. So these are the example for the pranic order. So if we consider these two things, material order and the pranic order or the bio order, the material order is far greater in quantity compared to this plant order. Isn't it? So then we'll see the mutual enrichment between these two, the material order and then the plant order. So how these two are uh, complement to each other and they are useful to each other, and through that one we'll try to see the harmony. So before to see that harmony, the material order, the activity of the material order is the composition and the decomposition. So always the atoms decide the molecules that are get composed and decomposed. The true nature, that is the association and the dissociation, and that's why we are having the multiple components of this material. The innate need, the always is exist. The existence is the innate needs. It will never get vanish. It will only change the form from one component to the another components. That is what the innate needs. And the conformers and inheritance is the constitutions. So it is there. So always it changes from one form to the another form, but it is always there. So this is regarding with the material order. We'll see the plants of the bioorder, the activity of the plant that can be summarized as a composition and the decomposition, as well as inhaling and the exhaling. So these are the always the activities has been done of whenever we say the plant, these are the activities of the plant. Then the true nature of the plant, association and the deassociation, as well as nourishing and the killing. So these are the true nature of the plants. Then the innate need, the plant is always exist and the grow. Okay, so plant never vanishes. When it never die, it we can't say that the plant is not there. The part of that plant may get converted into the some other part, but it is always there. So the existence and the growth, that is the innateness, and the conformance and inheritance in terms of the seed. So it is always there. So these are the properties of the material order and the plant order. Then we'll see how these are the two are useful and the complement to each other. So when we say the material order, the soil quality is going to be enhanced or improved by means of the leaf, branches and the roots of this plant. And the plant of the bioorder, these are grows or decays by having the nutrient from the soil, air and the water. So always the the material order that gives the nutrient to the plant order, so that the plants it will be grows or the decays. So in short we can say the interconnectedness and the mutual fulfillment in this nature between these two, that is the material order and the plant order. The material order provides the nutrients to the plants in the form of soil minerals, while the plants decays and forms more nutrients, thus enriching the soil. The plant also decays to substances like oil and coal, which are stored deep within the earth as a protection against the heat. Okay. The plant also helps to move the nutrient to the various layers of the soil. These roots of the plants hold the soil together and prevent the soil from the erosion. The plant produces the oxygen or the carbon dioxide, thus help in the movement of this material order. So while seeing this towards this material order and the plant order, so we can see the mutual interdependency as well as there is a coexistence between these two. So if we observe these two, there is a mutual enrichment and there is a mutual complementness between these two. So uh, this is what the harmony between these two, we can the material order and the plant order. So the other is useful to the one is useful to the other as well as the complement with the other, so that the both are enriched as and hence they are complement. The same thing we can say whenever the third came into the picture, the material order, the plant order and the animal order. So the animal order, they are having the activities composition, decomposition as well as the inhale and the exhale in the body. But along with that one, they are having the testing and the selection in the cell. The true nature of the plants, the animals are here. So association, dissociation, nourishing and the killing in the body, as well as the cruel and the gentle in the cell. The innate existence and the growth in the body, expectation to live in the cell, and the conformance in terms of the species. So here the innate true nature, that is along with the body association and deassociation, nourishing or the killing we can see with respect to the animal, but along with that one they are cruel or the gentle in their cell, and the innate is they exist as well as they grow. Okay, but along with that one their expectation is always to live. Okay, But when we see these three together, material order, plant order, and the animal order, the material order provides the basis for the movement of all animals, birds, and fishes. Water, oxygen, and other gases are necessities for both plants and animals. At the same time, the animal order helps enrich the soil with its extrica and, and that help the plants with the nutrients. The plant provide the food for animals, birds, and the fishes. The animal order helps in uh, pollinations of the flowers of the of- sorry. The animal order helps in pollination of the flowers of the plant order. So when we observe these three material order, plant, and the animal order, so they are there for the mutual enrichment and they are complement with the others also. So then we'll see the fourth order with this one. So whenever the plant order, material order, and the animal orders are with along with the human order, then what happens? So the human order is it complement with these three? Okay. So the plant order, material order, and the animal order they are giving the everything towards the human order. But what is the part from the human order? Okay. So here we have to understand the human orders uh, fulfillment or the complementness along with the others. Okay. So the relations of this human order along with the three that still is expected, isn't it? So, as being a human being, we also have a natural acceptance to be mutually fulfilling to these three orders. However, we are not able to ensure this fulfill in mutual fulfillment. We are dependent on the material order for the soils and the minerals, but only end up with the polluting the soils and depleting the fuels. We are also dependent on the plants for our foods, holding together for the larger ecosystem, but we have destroyed the forest and destroyed the multiple species of the plants and the herbs. We are also dependent on the animals to carry out our productions and the transportation activities, but we have made many species of the animals extinct and today known for our cruelty towards these animals. So, the mutual fulfillment between the human being and the human created system is also missing. Okay, so we are not living together whenever we are along with the family, along with the society, along with the system created by the human being. So when we see the interaction between this, uh, between the family, between within the society, again there are the problems. So the mutual fulfillment between this uh, also missing. So here we have to understand why it is happening, isn't it? What are the problems? So here we'll see some of the problems. So at the personal problem, on the personal level, every human being has the problems of the loneliness, purposelessness, lack of clarity, what to do and why to do. For the interpersonal problems within the family, so the differences in opinion, the absence of the goals, the lack of uh, trust, the jealousy, the feelings of the neglect and disrespect. The problem in the society, the societal problem, the poverty, the injustice, exploitation, corruptions, okay, the conflict of the interest, the classes, fundamentalism, terrorism, wars. So these are the problems within the society. Again, there are the problems with the environment, the pollution, the resource depletion, vanishing the ecosystem, climate change, natural calamities, new diseases. So these are the problems are there whenever the human being is there along with this all these three. So all these types of the problems are inter-affected, isn't it? So these are not the independent, these are the dependent, and this has been the part of the every human being and the reflection of the human being with the other. So what we want? We want the mutual enrichment of this human being with the rest of the nature. So, and then the mutual fulfillment with the human relationships. So, we need this harmony. Whenever we say the human order, it is in reach along with the rest of the nature, and it is with mutual fulfillment with the human relationships, we can say it is in harmony. So what is the purpose and what is the goal? The universal human goal is intellectual resolution in the cell, prosperity in the family, trust in the society, and the coexistence in the nature. So if we has that ability to see this universal human goal, then only we can see the harmony. Then the basic purpose is to have the knowledge, to awaken, and to live in human consciousness. Hmm? So to achieve this goal, then first we have to go for the knowledge and to be awakened for that one. And the again the basic purpose is that to be happy, to live with the perfect human conduct. So every human being can be achieve this goal by the right utilization of this freedom of the imagination and the freedom of action. So every human being is having these two tools, freedom of the imagination, freedom of the action. By using these tools, we can see, we can have our knowledge, we can awake ourselves, and we can live in consciousness. And if we can have that ability, we can resolve ourselves. We can have that resolution in the self. Then exactly what causes the problems? So when we see the problem, so if we look around us, we can classify all entities into the four broad categories: material order, planet order, animal order, and human beings. Okay, so if we see the interaction between them, so the first three orders exist in harmony within themselves and with all others. But when the human interaction is there, then the then there is a problem with this all three categories. When that is due to the human interactions. So we can say that all the problems have their roots in the doing of the human beings. Okay, whenever the human interaction is there, then the problems are there. So we can conclude here there are the four orders in the existence. Out of that four, three orders are in mutual fulfillment with the others. Human being also wants to be mutually fulfilled with the every other two units. Okay. And due to the lack of understanding, a human being is not able to recognize his relationship with the rest of units. So this is what the basic problem. So the human being is having the lack of understanding. That's why he are not recognizing the relationship, and that's why the problems are there. So the lack of understanding at the level of human being is the problem. So it is indeed a sad paradox. We as a human being seek the lasting happiness. Our basic wants is the happiness, but however, by our every own doing, we are manifesting the problems and that abstracts us from achieving our happiness. So let us look for the simple model of the human behavior and try to get the roots of this matter. So what causes the problem? So normally we want the physical facility, we want the relationship, we want the understanding, but we are lacking with the physical facility, we are lacking with the relationship, and there is a lacking in understanding itself, and because of this one the problems are there. Okay, so again we can see, so normally there are the three types of the fear. So which one is the predominant for us? The fear of natural calamities, the fear of wild animals, or the fear of inhuman behavior of human being. So if we see between these three, which one is increasing? So human behavior of the human being is getting increased. Also, we are concentrating on the second point, literacy. So the literacy is increasing. The fear of this inhuman behavior of the human being is also increasing, as well as the literacy is increasing. So whenever the literacy is getting increased, the fear of that inhuman behavior is get increased. So this is the just example of the India. So in 1947 the literacy rate was for 12%, but now we can see in 2011 or 74% is literacy, but the values get declined. So here we need the reforming in a such a that the the what are the values that should get added along with the education. Okay. So what the purpose of the education is, so mainly we can say that there should not be the depletion in the resources, no exploitation of the nature, no exploitation in the relation. So there should be the enrichment of the nature, in the nourishment and the nurturing of the nature. So there should be the mutual fulfillment. So mutual happiness should be there within the family, within the society. So that is what the basic purpose. So we can divide this education into the two types. That is the value education where the mutual happiness should be there, and the skill education by means that one the enrichment of the nature should be there. So the education we can say it should be the value based skill education. So okay, by observing this first session, so can you observe the classification of the existence into the four order? Can you see the fulfill usefulness and the complements between this material order, pranic order, and the animal order? Can you observe the problems of the human being? And just think on this one. All the problems have is it the doing of the human being? Justify your thoughts and explore the terms of the freedom of the imagination and the freedom of the actions. Okay, every human being having these two tools, the imagination and the doing, that is the action. So that and that term that are the tools are available with each and every human beings. Okay. So about this course, this concept is based on the Madhyastha Darshan. The Madhyastha Darshan is propounded by Sri A. Nagaraj. The content of the presentation has been taken from the Madhyastha Darshan web page. Ganesh Bhaiji, Sriram Bhaiji, Devansh, Praveen, and many more those are studying this philosophy. The responsibility of the clarification of this presentation is lies with me, and one can see the more details and they can visit the Madhyastha Darshan web page. My gratitude. So, the Madhyastha Darshan is the outcome of the search of Sri Nagaraj who lived in Amakantak with to get the answers of the purposefulness and the human life. It is a proposal of happy, meaningful, and fulfilling living of all human beings. It is a proposal that implies that we all need to evaluate it for ourselves, by ourselves, and within ourselves. So, my gratitude towards Sri Nagaraj. So, my acknowledgement, I would like to put forward my gratitude towards this Value Education for Consciousness Development Research Center of Divyapat Sanstha for sharing their thoughts. I am thankful who provided insight and expertise uh, for this work. Although they may not agree with all the interpretation and conclusion of this session, but I am also very much thankful to the Shastriji who has introduced uh, to this journey. So for more details, one may explore with this value-based skill educations at Manav Tirth, the school educations at Abhibhavak Vidyalaya Raipur or MCVK Hindu. There are a lot of study centers are available uh, for the families and for everyone at different places. Achoti and then how Delhi, then the Indore, Kanpur, Ahmedabad, okay, many more in the India, also at Canada. So for the references, the one can visit the Madhya Darshan site. Okay, thank you.